Welcome to the stream. We today I'm going to we're going to work on OBS, and we're going to do some really cool things. This is going to be more for programming and creating some really sick shit. Um we're at 80 of 700, so like 20 more followers and we hit our follow goal on Twitch, which is sick. And we need 10 subs. Uh well, well shit. It says 0 out of 10. No, we need 9 subs. I don't know why that overlay is not updating to the shit. But we are going to program today. And I'm gonna just this is for streamers out there who are interested, mainly streamers who are interested in doing this. So yeah, well, let's begin. I'm going to be creating a an app that does something pretty sick. Pretty sick. It's going to activate via game a animation inside of OBS. Now, I haven't seen people do this ever on Twitch, but I know how to do it. And I haven't seen people do it ever on Twitch. I've never seen a single person do this on Twitch. So I'm kind of excited. So you're playing a game and an animation pops out of nowhere on OBS. Let me check Discord. All right, sick. But yeah, so an animation will start whenever something happens inside of the game. And now I have never seen anybody do this, but I have a theory and I have a way to do that. I think I can finesse it. I think I have a way to finesse this to work. And it's going to be sweet. All right. So, I've got to go into my thinking tank here. WebSocket. And like I was saying, I've never seen anybody do this. Now, I did some deep diving today, and I found out how Peanut is doing his overlays. I know how Peanut has become Peanut. There's this deep lore that I had to go down this rabbit hole to find out how he did it. And I was like, that's genius. And he's using OBS in such a way that's so creative.
Thank you for the follow. Smithin is always glad to see a new face.
Yo, Captain Black Bush. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. We're closer to our goal. But what I'm going to do is the world has never seen is I'm going to create triggers from a video game. I'm going to create an AI that sees something in a video game and sparks an OBS like overlay. It's going to be insane. It's going to be insane. Like, so when a fish is on, right? I'm going to have like a fight scene, right? Like a versus show up. It's just super crazy. I have never seen this happen on Twitch. I had this idea. So we need to theoretically create some code. And OBS has a Python socket. And you can see it here. OBS WS Python. Which is really good for us. That means that OBS WebSocket can connect through Python. And we can control OBS through Python. That's very good for us. That's very good for us and what we want to do. So I have that installed. And I'm going to give this out to all my streamer friends too when I am done building it. We're going to create an SDK, right? So it's going to be a wrapper in C#, okay? And anybody on Twitch can use it. I created this program. Let me show you. It's called I think it's in repos. Hold on. Oh, sorry. This PC. Users. AWS, and then we go down to, because I have a development computer, check out my products on Steam. We go down here, and then we go to VS Code. We go to repos. In sources. Wait, Blackbush, listen. I'm making an app for you so you don't have to do all the crazy heavy lifting, right? Let me show you guys Wasp. Or sorry, it's what did I name it? HiveMind. So I've created a HiveMind. System management, Newton, SoftJSON, HiveMind, assets, bin, releases, bin, debug. And this is my HiveMind app that I've created. I'm a full stack developer, right? And so what HiveMind does is it essentially gives you the ability to create your own neural network to do whatever you want. And you can use image recognition. You can use mouse eye and identify where your mouse movements are. And you can launch the Hive. But this is a very advanced version of basically programming, but I'm going to dumb it down for users so they can actually create what they want. And they can actually make this SDK work. So this is wrapped in C#. I'm very proud of this project, and I was considering to release this on Steam in the softwares department. But essentially with HiveMind, it could violate TOS because people could use it to bot in video games. They essentially could. But I made that B icon. That's pretty sick. It took me forever to build that icon. But anyway, that's HiveMind. So I'm going to take this and we're going to build a new app. So in our folder here, we have this base neural network that I created, and we're gonna go off of this. This neural network is basically just a trolling AI, aka a channel point. That's all it is. And so what we're going to do is we're going to take the kind of the core fundamentals of this AI, right? But we're going to change it to where it looks for the same kind of behavior, but it triggers different. So we're going to go to our Fishing Planet folder that we built here. We're going to hit File, New, Python file, and we're going to call this OBS triggers. I'm going to put an underscore because whenever you're C wrapping, you don't want spaces. And I'm going to capitalize O and T. And then we're going to do underscore main, right? Because this is the main. Cool. So now it's time that we create everything, right? So let's go here. All right, we're back in here now. Okay, sweet. So WebSocket, right? Inside of OBS, Docs, Profiles, Tools, WebSocket Server Settings. Right there. Boom. So you have your WebSocket server settings. And so we're going to be using the WebSocket server to control. Right. So what we're going to do is we're going to ask him to go in canvas mode the whole pie. Because I want him to create the whole pie. And now what we need to do is we need to get some sources, right? We need to get some sources. So let's go over to, let's open up Filmora, right? And then we're going to hit new project. And we're going to create some overlays ourselves. And this is just kind of like my green screens that I've been using. 1920 by 1080p. And we're going to grab some of these memes here. right? And I saw this. We have a versus, right? We have a Windows. So we have a versus, right? So we're going to take the verses and cut it like this. We're going to delete everything else. We're going to listen to it. And then we're going to just get rid of the other thing too in there. So we have this versus, right? All right, sweet. Then we're going to just go to the audio and we're going to fade out, right? We just want to fade out the audio so it doesn't just cut off, right? No, still we need to fade out even more. So there it goes. Now it's faded out. Cool. We're going to export this as versus. And we're just going to export this 1920, 80, whatever. There it is. It's in our rendering folder. And there we go. Right? Bam. Okay, cool. So now I can close this. I don't need to save it. This is just for testing purposes, right? Right. We're going to go to OBS. We're going to hit new. It's going to be media source, right? And we're going to say versus or VS, right? I'm going to go to the local files, go to videos, and we found our versus video. Cool. Boom. There's our versus video. Now, if we play it, it should pop up on the screen. We go to properties. And now we have this video. So the sound, though, we want to send it over NDI. Which might not be possible. But this would work if you had a single streaming PC. But I have a dual streaming PC. And so it doesn't really work. So like the NDI properties, maybe I can. And so we go here, application audio, audio input, audio output, browser, display capture. How do we send the verses to NDI? We go to filters. We go to add a filter. And let's look for the NDI. There is, oh, sorry, audio. There's video delay, noise gates. Right here, dedicated NDA output audio only. Bam. Apply changes, and then it should sound. Right? So now, you guys should have been able to hear that. Let's test it on stream. You guys should have been able to hear that. Let's test it on stream. You guys should have been able to hear. No, it didn't work. So it still doesn't work. So dedicated output NDI groups. You wouldn't have to do this. Interesting. Wait, what if I said what? Okay, I just say group name versus, right? And then I hit apply changes. I go over to OBS on my streaming PC. And then I add an NDI audio source. So you guys can't see this right now. NDI source versus, we'll just say NDI audio. All right, so that's not really what I'm looking for. All right, let's hit cancel on that. All right, let me go ahead and remove that. Okay, so I can't do audio. That's fine. We don't need audio. But on a single streaming PC, this would work just fine. All right, so what we need to do is we need to go to filters and we need to go here and remove this. And we need to go to filters and we need to go to color key. Or we're going to do chroma key because it's better. And we're going to pause the video right here. So we have some green that we need to remove, right? So we're going to add our similarities here and just add some smoothing around the edges until the green is gone. All right. It's opacified though. Um let's try to boom. There we go. And that looks good. And then we'll hit close. We'll just mute this so we don't. I know how I know how we can do this, right? We go to properties. We want this to play. And so we'll go to advanced properties. I know how we can do this. Properties. Audio properties. And then we have VS, and we're going to turn monitor on and mute the output. And now we can hear it. All right, boom. We got that. That's done. I debugged this. That's pretty neat. That's pretty neat. And now we have the source, right? And I can resize it, place it in the top left, middle, whatever, right? We'll do that later. Right. So now we know how to fix that. All right, sick. Now what we're going to do is get the code running. Now we're going to copy this code. We're going to make some edits. We have some errors here. It says OBSW in requests. So we need to do some pip installs and make sure we have this correct here. So now we can go to where I'm. Requests already satisfied, which is fine. But we cannot find these two errors here. So let's go ahead and just put in there. C needs to read the SDK. Okay. All right, so request client in OBS Python. All right, so let's go ahead and do that. And we have some errors. Okay, these arguments are invalid because they don't understand. I want to do it without socket. Do F6, F7. F6, F7. F6 on, F7 off. So it'll be keybinds instead. All right, cool. Now we have that, right? Boom. We have one warning, but I think that should work. So now we go to OBS. Go to settings, hotkey. Go to scene. Show VS and hide VS. So show VS is F6 and hide is F7. So now if I hit F6, we go to properties and we want to automatically hide it when it's done, which is not allowing. Restart playback loop. Okay. All right. Well, no. Okay. All right. So we need to change the behavior to this, right? Play is it's F6. And plays F6, and how many seconds is this video is very important. 2 seconds, right? So it's 2 seconds. For time dot sleep 2 seconds. F7. Okay. So there we go. All right. So now it should work, right? So now we run this. And now whenever this we go to pictures, or sorry, we'll go to Fishing Planet. So OBS is not detecting it, but it says image detected down here. So we're going to have to use C types. Use C types globally. Hit the key. So OBS can read it. So that's one thing that we are running into. So it says here, image detected at F6. We need to import keyboard. We're going to try the C types method first. We have a recent callback with incorrect win error 87, which is okay. Needs to find the correct pipe. Let's see, correct. All right. So, whole pie. All right, and now we're combining our neural network, and we're combining C types because C types is OP and Windows, so for some reason doesn't patch that, which is fucking awesome. Okay, cool. Now it runs. All right, so now, again, you want to be a programmer when doing these things. So we get a traceback error. And so basically he's not getting a keyboard input. Because his piping is not right, but he'll get it right. I don't think he's gonna get it right, actually. I read that code, it doesn't seem to work. Let's give him an example of a working example. Let's have him use the same methodology from my working neural network. And that should fix it, right? So we should get global inputs now. All right. Okay, we have a win error traceback call. Why? Please follow the old method, the example. He keeps going back and he keeps using his old way. There's our send via okay. Okay. And then there's the input keyboard. All right. And then we need to separate function. So that's probably going to error out because we need to separate function. It did it. It did it. We did it. We actually did it. We actually did it. It's triggering on the image. Are you? We did it. Nobody's ever done this before on Twitch. A game trigger. That I mean, I could have so much fun with this. So essentially, every time the keep photo shows up on a fish, right? We could have that's free real estate, literally pop up. Let's do it, dude. Okay. All right. So now we have an engine and it works. All right. That's actually pretty fire. Okay. So now what we need to do is we need to make this customizable for the user, right? So I want to give this to streamer friends. I want to give this to streamer friends and they want them to be able to open it and know how to use it, right? and I want it to be customizable, right? And also we'll release this on GitHub too. And don't worry, it'll work on Windows when I'm done with it. So right now it only works on Linux. I'm going to pipe it. Don't worry. Don't worry. So, interesting. I'm cooking. I'm cooking. Okay, all right. So, can't believe that worked. All right, so now we need to UI this. What now we need to terminal menu this. So let's create a new pie. This is the main. So change this to the main. Let's make a ACC or ANCCI, right? A ANCCI terminal. Let's name the program OBS Game Trigger 3000 by TTV Mr. Smithentop. We want rainbow text. Okay. A help menu. And a layout should look like this. Help dash slash help command equals this. Okay. Trigger number. Trigger list, right? So if they type in trigger list, it should do this, right? Trigger list will show a list of created triggers, okay? And then end, right? Then help to, right? Will be help list number 2 will be create trigger. Okay. And so then it says create trigger for OBS via in-game actions. Okay. We're going to tell the AI this only. I will explain the next when we are ready. Okay. So now we're creating a UI system that will and he's gonna cook. He's gonna cook. And so I'm speaking programmer to him, and that's the only way that you're going to be able to be this efficient with programming with ChatGTP. So understand that. Because what I said here doesn't make a lick of sense to the human brain that doesn't know what programming is. So, but to me as a programmer and to him, he knows exactly what I'm saying. I need you to do the whole pie. Whole main only. And so we're going to do something pretty cool. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a new Fishing Planet app folder. We're going to create new folder. We're going to name this OBS capture. Okay, we're gonna say OBS. We're actually gonna rename this. This is how you make apps. OBS capture. OBS capture. Or sorry, I'm gonna rename this game trigger. Game OBS trigger. That's gonna be what I name it. Game OBS trigger. Cool. All right. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna get rid of the main here, and we're going to go ahead and delete it. It's going to be deleted. Okay, cool. We go to Fishing Planets folder and we go to Fishing OBS, or so we go to Game OBS trigger. We're going to hit New Python file. All right, we're going to name this Python file. This. We're going to say OBS trigger, OBS underscore trigger, OBS underscore game underscore trigger. This is important. Underscore main. This is our main. I'm going to close that app. That, our prototype is complete. And so now we're going to copy this code. Okay. Now the main is done. Now we make a separate pod for the ANCCII. All right. So now we have this. And so he's going to name it what he feels like he wants to. And he says ANSI-UI.py. I like the name. And of course, it's going to be good. So we're going to hit this file, new Python file, ANSI-UI.py. Bam. All right. So now, okay, it should be incomplete. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of this. And I'm going to get rid of this. There we go. So now we should be able to run the main. And as you can see here, OBS game trigger 3000 by TTV, Mr. Smithentop. And I'm fast. I'm a fast developer, so things are moving crazy. So if I type in help, trigger list, show a list of created triggers and create triggers. All right, so we're going to now open up our first component, right, of everything, right? So we want the help ACII. So now I'm going to have him stylize the menus because they're pretty garbage looking, right? So now he's going to stylize the menus for us and make them look good. AI butt cheek noise. And then we go to ANSI UI. And it should look pretty fire, you know. Let's just let him create, right? So then we go to OBS triggers, and then this could have, this could have borders, could have some emojis, make it cool. All right, it's weak, right? It's actually weak, right? We want it to look cool. There we go. He's got some emoji action. And now I'm going to open this. I'm going to tell him I'm going to go to more. I'm going to say canvas. Okay, and I'm going to say ANSI-UI, ANSI underscore UI .py, please. And now he's going to create the ANSI, which is, ANSI, it's ANCCII for anybody out there who's not, it's just that's what it is. But stupid community ANSCI and CI, which sucks. All right. Anyway. All right. So oops. Undo that. Go to ANCI. Paste that. And now it okay. All right. So he's changed something. All right. So oh, okay. He needs to comment compartmentalize all menu to ANSI dot py. So make the new main. Right, so we need to create the new main, and it needs to compartmentalize all the menus to ANSCI. Okay, and then we need them to do canvas the main, please. So we need them to canvas the main. All right, we're gonna close the app because we don't need it. Boom, blop, bleep, bada bow. Run it, and now we have a menu, right? Sweet. OBS game trigger 3000 by TTV. Mr. Smith and top lightning emoji. Help. C commands. Type exit. Quit. Trigger OBS hotkeys and game events. Right. So some things I want to change. Right. I don't need. Yeah. Okay. That's fine. That is actually okay for now. But we'll fine tune it later. But this is gonna also get fixed because this isn't. You know. That's not going to look like that when it's done. Okay, so now we can cook. All right. All right, so we need a new pie. We need a new pie file. That is the command. Create. Oh, let me type in help. See here. All right, there's our root file. Just type in help, and now we should get help. This is the help menu. Trigger list. Create trigger. So we're gonna say we want a new pie file that is the command create trigger. Behavior is this. Okay. Behavior is this. It will prompt the open file, and in the command module, it will say, please select the trigger image. Once they select the path to that image, it will then prompt them that path is set with a check emoji, and it will ask for a confidence level. Once they hit enter, of course, it will say trigger is set. Or it will say trigger setup complete. Once they hit enter, of course, it will say, it will ask the trigger key. It will ask the pause. It'll ask for the trigger key. They hit enter. Okay. It will ask if they want a pause, yes or no. It will, after enter, it will it'll ask if they want a pause, yes or no. If yes, the pause time then, regardless, it will ask for a off key. It'll ask for an off key. Then an off key after. If no pause, still will ask for an off key. Then it will prompt trigger setup complete. It'll prompt trigger name. They input the name. Then when they hit enter, trigger setup complete. Now in Scripter, it should JSON this out. Okay, we have our first component function that we are creating. Okay, mode canvas, create trigger pi. Cool. Okay, there we go. So now what we can do is we can go here. We're creating our first function. We hit new Python file. It'll be called create trigger. There she goes. All right, now we need to update the main. Main updated. So the main is going to import create trigger function. Boom. All right. Now what I should do is clear all. And now we're going to test it out, right? All right. So now we're going to say create trigger. Please select the trigger image. All right. So that's annoying. I'm going to create trigger. Needs to prompt a Windows 11 open file. UI for selection. And that should just be one blockchain. All right, so we're going to import TK. And glad he got that all in. All right, sweet. So we're going to use Tinker. And there it goes. It works. All right. If they hit cancel and it stops the nah, fuck it. It's okay. It's okay. All right. So now what we'll do is we'll click this and we'll go through the steps. Create a trigger. Okay. But all right. Um, it needs to prompt them in the text to choose the picture that triggers. Key press. We're going to say the image. That was fast as fuck. Wow. So we're just fine tuning all of the little details for user interface. All right. All right. So create trigger. Image trigger setup. Please choose the image that will trigger the key press. When this image appears on your screen, the on key will fire. Press enter to select it. Okay, cool. So we'll go to pictures. And go to screenshots. choose this one. All right, so confidence level 0 to 0 0.9. So we're gonna say 0.9. Now it's gonna say confidence level 0.9. The trigger on key, example F6, right? So we'll say F6. I jump scared myself. Pause between on and on. Yes or no? Yes. Example 2 seconds. F7. Trigger name fishing planet. All right, so now it is saved this file to fishing planet. So now we should have a trigger file. Let's open it with Microsoft Visual Studio. And so now we've created a JSON parsing system that says name is fishing planet, type is image hotkey, users, the PNG, confidence level 09, on hotkey is pause true, pause time 2.0, off key F7. So now we have all of the backend code created for this app. I can create multiple trigger profiles, and now that's inside of everything. Fire. Absolute fire. And, like I said, this is advanced development. And I'm giving kind of a runaround of like how to make an app, right? For all you out there who are not super well interested in like learning coding, at least you can understand kind of how it's built, right? So now our application has created a trigger profile in JSON format, but it doesn't know how to read that yet. It has no idea how to read that yet, right? So now what we need to do is we need to create the executor, right? The executor for this, right? So let's do that now. So now, after everything is done, right? After everything is done, after create trigger needs to return back to the main menu, right? When trigger setup is complete, it needs to return back to the main menu. Mind you, this is enough for me to like honestly release to like you could pay like genuinely I could charge people for what I already am building right now. But I'm not going to. I'm not going to because that's just cheeks. Full trigger.py fully updated to return back to the main menu. All right. So now we go to create trigger. Return true. OBS trigger. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead here. OBS trigger. We're going to delete this trigger profile. See ya. Wouldn't want to be ya. All right. All right. So now we're going to go here. We're going to say create bigger. Boom. Pictures, screenshots. Boom. It is 0.9. F6. Yes. 2. F7. Fishing planet. Returning to the main menu. Help. Okay. We got a problem here. All right. Nah, nah. We need to test this and open it in regular Pi. Right. And then it needs to CLS, bro. It needs to clear. All right. Delete. That's annoying. Open with Python. So this is the app. It's what it would see, what you would see on Windows. Okay, so create trigger. Pictures, screenshots. Zero 0.9. F6. Yes. F7. Yes. Fishing planet. Oh, sorry. 2 seconds. F7. Fishing planet. All right. So, all right. So, debug time. All right, now we can go to the main. Now we can go here to here. We say create here. All right, now it returned back to the main menu. That's what I needed it to do. All right. All right. So now I need to create my executor. I don't want to do that. Create an on-off system. All right. The update trigger list. Trigger list. Read from the JSON. Read from the JSON in the script directory. List the titles of. List the titles numbered. All right. So it should be updating the main now. Um, Parse it. I was reading that, bruh. Thank you. All right, so here's our main. I need the whole. Need the whole. Just reading this over. Now we just trigger the main. All right. Trigger list. Fishing Planet. Cool. I'll be back. I'm gonna take a break. I to go do some morning routine stuff. And